Welcome back to Bull Sessions here on 680 KFEQ. Here's your hosts, Randy Baker and agronomist Brad Law.
Back again, Brad, with Bryce Cropp out of Cook, Nebraska. We're enjoying our conversation with Bryce. For our listeners, Bryce, he's a farmer in Cook, Nebraska, Willcross seed dealer, Willcross seed production grower. Believe it or not, everybody, he's all in with us, and we're all in with him. And family farm, wonderful family, good people. We wanted to bring him on. He works for Case IH. He does amazing things with the electronics on there. Bryce, tell us what all you do.
Well, I've gotten into on the Case IH side, they call it the AFS, Advanced Farming Systems. So I can do the yield monitoring, auto guidance, rate controllers, all the fun stuff. Yeah.
Is all the expensive stuff probably?
Well,
it can be.
It can be, but when you price new equipment, then it sounds cheap.
Right. We done a show a while back on, Brad entitled it "When to Walk Away," from like buying new equipment and old equipment.
Or repairing what you've got, and, so right now when I'm not excited about, a lot of things in ag, but I am excited more about like used equipment values if I'm on the buying side. And I know you come down for our combine clinic on some particular, case equipment that you're familiar with. What's some things to look for on maybe a used combine that may be worth the money to buy, either to upgrade or to start running a second machine? What's some things that guys could walk around that combine and look at just that, they wouldn't think of off the top of their head?
I guess the biggest thing would be your normal wear on your augers and rotor bars. You want to check them out and make sure they're good.
Your electronic stuff, what do you do for it? Nothing?
No, on the electronic side, the older machines we can upgrade to the newer monitors. Got some newer features on it, but basically look at the software version and make sure they're up to date. They do seem to change at least twice a year. Keep them up to date so you got, they do fix some things and create other problems. But
what are you seeing any? Like, are you selling new equipment or used equipment more? I guess what I'm doing, I'm trying to feel you out, Bryce, to get a feel for, I'm trying to figure out spring coming, 2017. And maybe I'm jumping the gun here a little bit. We're not completely done harvesting yet, but it is wrapping up, and I'm trying to find out or get a sense of direction on, what direction the farmers might be going as far as, if they're buying new equipment or fixing what they have or trading. I don't know. I'm just fishing mainly.
It's about 50-50. We've had this last fall here, we've had some guys upgrade to newer machines, and then, their machine went to the next guy down, kind of a roll cycle. But yeah, for the most part, you've got some guys that trade every 2 years no matter what, and then their machines just keep going down the line. So kind of keeps the newer equipment out there for them.
Is that same with like your tillage stuff? I'm not just talking tractors and combines, but I guess even
tillage seems to be picking up here in the last couple of years locally. We got some of the diehard no-tiller guys actually buying tillage equipment again.
Yeah, we've noticed that.
Part of that, I think, is because of we've had some heavy rains and had some washouts and ditches forming, and there's only one way to get them cured, and that's to work the ground.
Right.
Well, and I really encourage people, like, if they are staunch no-tillers, well, think about those areas where you drove the trucks or you drove repeatedly with the auger wagon or anything with high traffic to chisel it or rip it or, I know you guys have done some different things out there. When Randy called you the other day, you were out in the field. You were pulling something, doing some deep work.
Yeah, I'm pulling it was a Great Plains turbo chisel.
Turbo chisel.
What's that?
Yep.
I'm not sure what that is. Turbo chisel.
It's got straight blade coulters on the front, and then it's got deep ripper shanks spaced on 15-inch. So we're really working the ground up, going about 12 inches deep.
That's your ground.
Deep.
That's
your ground, Bryce?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. So are you tilling everything this fall?
Oh, no. We try to do that on like a 3-4 year cycle with that particular piece of equipment.
Deep tillage.
Right now I'm doing my irrigated ground that will be beans next year. So,
okay.
See if we can't boost the yield a little.
Now, when you say irrigated, is all your ground with a center pivot, or do you have what they call flood irrigation? Could you explain some of that more for us drylanders?
Yeah, I've got about 160 acres under pivot, and then I've got another there'd be about 100 acres that I flood irrigate.
Which one do you like better?
Oh, there's pros and cons to both. Simplicity, the pivot.
That's easier.
You walk out, start the engine, and away you go.
Us boys from Missouri here, we don't have a lot of irrigated ground up, especially in northwest Missouri. So we're not, I know a lot of guys around here know quite a bit about it, but I really, to tell you the truth, I never knew anything about irrigated farmland until I first met your dad, years ago. You was still pretty young then, but, all the time I spent up in Nebraska back in my earlier time, pivots was everywhere. And that's just where I learned some and reading about it a little bit.
Now, with the flood irrigation, you guys kind of have a different planter than what you normally see. And you don't have a John Deere or a Kinsey planter like most people do. And could you tell us a little bit about your planter and the spacings and how you worked all that out with your flood irrigation? Because I thought that was pretty neat.
Well, we're running a monozem, which is a twin row planter. So we are planting 2 rows, 8 inches apart, every 36 inches.
Okay, say that again.
So
the row spacings, they're how far apart every so many inches?
Okay, we're planting 2 rows,
right,
8 inches apart.
Okay.
And the center of them 2 rows, the next one would be 36 inches over.
Okay.
And see, when they do that flood irrigation, they have these hills, and then they can send the water down those hills.
Works pretty good, don't it?
Now, tell me about laying irrigation pipe. Do you just put that out once and leave it for 5 years, or how does that work out?
Unfortunately, we got to pick it up every fall.
Now,
yeah.
Now, is that something where Dad drives the truck and the wagon and you throw it on and off, or how does that work out?
Well, if I'm lucky enough, my nephew's around and I make him help.
So it's not all easy on that one.
Nope. Everyone drives by and says, "Oh, that guy's got it made. He's got irrigation." Well, there's still a lot of work with that.
Sure. That's true with anything, though. I mean, pivots. What do you do with them? Just leave them out there? I mean, there's surely some kind of winterization you have to do, or I don't know. What do you do about them?
The biggest thing is check your. Same thing with like combine and everything. You got to go check your engines, make sure they're serviced, the antifreeze is good, and filters changed, whatnot for the year. Drain the main tower pipe so we don't freeze and bust some pipes up.
A lot to it, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know all that. You got to put antifreeze in them.
Well,
just in the engine.
Okay. What? They're all wells, or are you pulling water out of a river, or how does that work?
Mine are both wells. One is 180 foot deep. We're pulling water out of. Luckily, we're on a good aquifer up here.
Well, yeah, that'd be important. It seems like somebody called that something, that aquifer. Has it got a name, or is it? Maybe I'm thinking of something else. It doesn't really matter. I was just curious.
Well, it'd be a finger of the Ogallala aquifer.
That's it, Ogallala. Yeah.
I'm not even going to attempt to say that.
Well, it's an Indian name, Bradley. They had Indians in Nebraska also.
Yes.
What else you want to tell us, Bryce? Case IH is the way to go. John Deere's the way to go. I'm just trying to stir up a little fuss here.
He's probably going to start and switch to
Brad will be happy. I actually got a John Deere tractor in the shop right now I'm working on.
Personal? Personal to add to the fleet?
No, it'd be the neighbors.
Oh, well,
The neighbor, yeah.
Well, Bryce, we appreciate you taking the time out of working on that beautiful green tractor to come and visit with us. And maybe some of that green paint will rub off on you, and you'll start to see the light.
Oh boy.
Well, Bryce, we appreciate you coming on the show today, but we've got to get going again. We got another commercial coming up, so we'll be in touch. And thank you again.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
You bet, buddy. Thanks again. We'll talk to you later. We'll be right back here in just a minute with more Bull Sessions on 680 KFEQ.